This segment of Your Hometown is brought to you by Brookfield Renewable Power and the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife. One of the best things about living in Maine is how beautiful it is in the summer. But when you're outdoors enjoying all Maine has to offer, it's important to follow certain guidelines to make sure that you and Maine's wildlife are safe. A lot of outdoor enthusiasts like to spend their time on rivers and lakes, either fishing or kayaking or whatever it is, canoeing. Pay particular attention on rivers where the elevation is determined by a dam. The river levels can rise and lower quickly. Watch for signage on the river indicating that you are near a dam, or distances to stay back from a dam, or buoys, or any signage along the river. Pay particular attention to that. It certainly could save your life. The Maine Warden Service is a division of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife and is one of the oldest law enforcement agencies in the nation, and is the second largest law enforcement agency in the state. Their scope of duties are very diverse, but their primary responsibilities are law enforcement, conservation law enforcement, and public safety, both on land and in the water. When you're heading out on the water this summer, three things to keep in mind that you really need to pay attention to. And one is wearing your life jacket in a watercraft. We recommend that of all ages. Number two is drinking and driving, even as a passenger in the boat. Watch what you're drinking or consuming. A lot of people have cookouts on the shore and head out for a little trip in the boat with alcohol in the system. Don't do it. And lastly, just watch the weather and prepare. Prepare for the worst. Watch for thunderstorms coming in or the wind, getting yourself in trouble. If you pay attention to those three things, you'll have hopefully a safe and enjoyable summer here in Maine. Another division of the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife includes the run of the Maine Wildlife Park in Gray, Maine. Here, animals that could not live in the wild on their own for any given reason find their home at the park.
The park is always improving on an annual basis, especially with the help of the Friends of the Maine Wildlife Park. They help us fund new wildlife enclosures. And in the last year, we were able to complete the new small mammal exhibit, 6 new enclosures for them. So it's about taking our animals out of their older exhibits that have been here for many decades in some cases, and trying to create more natural habitats with open skies and natural substrate for their ground, and in larger spaces as well.
Park Superintendent Curtis Johnson says the upgrade to the mountain lion exhibit is one the staff and friends of the park have been anticipating and planning for some time.
They're very large cats, and they're in a very tight space, almost bedroom size currently. So one of the main objectives is to give them a larger space, but also a more natural habitat with more furniture, as we call it, more components like rocks and trees and vegetation, topography for them to kind of hide in and escape from the sun, while also being visible to the public. So those will be some of the focal points with this new construction, is more space and better habitat components for their comfort and for easier viewing on the part of the public.
And what is it like when you see the animals get into the new enclosure for the first time? What is their reaction?
It's very rewarding. In many cases, you can see a behavior change. Some of them didn't respond very well to being in tight, confined spaces. So when you see them in a larger space, they're a little more laid back, which is nice for the public for viewing purposes, and of course nice for them for their level of comfort in their facilities.
For photographers or animal lovers wanting to get a closer look at the animals in a safe way without cages or bars in their photos, the Maine Wildlife Park has a backstage pass just for you.
A couple years ago, the park introduced the Photo Pass program, which allows professional and amateur photographers exclusive access to our animals. Behind the scenes, they can go inside with the animals in most cases, as long as the species allows it, for safety reasons and everything, and get unobstructed photos where you're not shooting through a mesh or a fence of any type. And it's a chaperoned program, so you have a staff person with you to assist you with your equipment to try to get the animals to cooperate for the shots that the photographer's looking for. And so it's been very popular, and participants are very happy with the program.
In addition to their daily operation and the PhotoPass program, the Maine Wildlife Park features events throughout the year to engage their visitors, from concerts to special events featuring their animals. Keeping a full calendar with the minimal full-time staff they have would not be possible if it weren't for the help of volunteers.
We have over 150 volunteers here at the park. We have the organized component, the Friends, but we just have a lot of volunteers that come here on their own on a daily basis. They keep us in operation. They do everything from manning the gatehouse, the snack shack, transporting wildlife for us, the gardens, the landscaping. They do it all here, and they're really the reason we're able to survive.
For more information on the Maine Wildlife Park, check out their website. It's mainewildlifepark.com, or there's a link on myfoxmaine.com. This segment of Your Hometown is brought to you by Brookfield Renewable Power and the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife.